What's up, guys? My name is Mason, and today we're going to be looking at this 1976 Toyota Corolla that's behind me. I recently purchased this a couple days ago. I haven't really done a whole lot to it since then. I really only trailered at home, and I power washed it, got all the moss off of it, but other than that, I really haven't done anything to it. But in this video, I'm going to take you through some of its quirks and start tearing into it and seeing what all is required to get it running again. I don't think it's been on the road since like 2007. That's the registration paperwork I found in it was from then, so I think that's the last time it was running, at least, or running and driving. It's definitely a little rough around the edges. You can see I put old set of wheels and tires I had off a Datsun of mine on the front, just because these two would not take air at all. But it's a pretty neat car. You don't see too many of these around anymore. I really like how most of the chrome on this thing is intact and all the bumpers are pretty straight. Like, the taillights aren't messed up, the bumper in the back's fine. It's got a pretty neat roof rack on the top. The front bumper's pretty good condition as well. The grille, headlight valences are all pretty good. It has a couple interesting things that have been done to it. So, like, someone has put hood pins on it. We pulled the drive shaft off because we had to use a car dolly to get it home. And someone has painted the drive shaft red at one point. And someone has painted, at one point they painted the drums, I could tell when I pulled it off, painted them red. Same with this caliper here. As you can see, someone painted it red at one point. So let me go over to the driver's side here, and interior is pretty rough. It needs a good deep clean, and the seats are in not great condition, and the dash is all cracked, and it's got a very 2000 steering wheel and shift knob. The headliner is actually in pretty good shape for its age. It's kind of a base model. There's no tach, just speedometer, no clock. Does have a radio, and it's factory AC, which is pretty neat in my opinion. But they pop the hood here. Ugh. Like I said, someone's put hood pins on it for some reason, even though the hood latch works. It's very crusty under here. Very crusty. There's a bunch of vacuum lines that are all chewed up over here, and the battery cables have definitely seen better days. Let me grab a hood prop here. That was harder than it needed to be, but yeah, like I said, it's definitely been through it. The story is from the guy that I got it from, and it was his friends and they live out of state, and the fuel tank is out of the car when I got it. It's the exact same condition I got it in. Someone had started to pull the pump apart, which I'm surprised it even has an electric pump considering how old it is. But they had pulled the tank out to do a fuel pump on it, and that's all the farther they had gotten. So I ordered a fuel pump yesterday. Should be here by the end of the week. I'll plan to throw that back in when I get it. But luckily, this tank is not rotten at all. And for its age and for being in Iowa, it survived somehow. So I got to throw that back in and see what that's gonna do. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna make a time lapse of me just cleaning up the engine bay and pulling the plugs and the valve cover to see what we got underneath there, because I'm not really sure what we're gonna find. And one thing that I did notice is that the smog pump doesn't have a belt on it, and it's very much locked up. So, but it's one of those things you don't need, so doesn't matter anyway. But the brake pedal does have some movement, so I think the brakes will come around. Clutch pedal, on the other hand, it's like a rock, so I gotta figure that out. Either the clutch is stuck or the master's bad, but I think it's really the master. So my battery tie down's a little rough. It's seen better days. So is the battery tray, but you know, all small things to overcome. I'm just happy that it's mostly complete. All the engine parts are here, even the air cleaner. So, but I'm gonna set this up on a tripod and do some cleaning. Well, I got the valve cover and the intake off and all the spark plug wires out. The spark plug wires look brand new, at least in the inside of them, so that was sheltered from the weather. But looks like the rockers were not. I don't know if that's because the PCV valve just goes straight to the intake or the carb, and that's where it got in. But looks like a lot of moisture has been sitting in here. There's a lot of crusty moisture. The head itself looks fine. It's just the rockers and valves, the valve springs, and don't look too bad. And the spark plugs look new. I'm gonna pull a couple here and see what one looks like. Let's see here. At some point, I'm gonna move this thing into my shop, but right now, I got a buddy I rent the shop with, and he's doing a heater core on a town car and all my other projects I got in there. We don't got much room. I need to finish one of my Supras and get it out of there and see what we can do. But I'm just curious to see what the plugs look like with how bad this valve train on the rockers are. But let's see if I can get one out here. Champions. It's a little rusty. Not too bad though. Let's pull the rest and see what we got here. Let's see here. Oh, this one looks way better. So yeah, what I'm guessing is either the exhaust valve is probably open on that number 2 cylinder. Oh gosh, this one's stuck. There we go. Oh, it's not too bad either. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour some Marvel Mystery Oil on all these rocker arms and a little bit in each of the cylinders and let it soak in while I do some looking on the carb and see what that's looking like, see if the butterflies move. I'll show you the oil here. It's not too bad. What's up guys? It's been a couple of days since the last part of the video. I got the Corolla moved into my shop. So I haven't really done anything since other than moving it. I mean, I started vacuuming out some of the engine bay because it was just nasty. But I'm gonna start working on the battery cable situation because it is not good. As you can see, all these wires are super chewed on. The battery tray doesn't really exist anymore, but there's the solenoid, the starting solenoid down there, and I've got to fix all this wiring and replace it because this is all very rough. But that's what I'm going to be working on. I got the engine bay vacuumed out some more, and he still needs a good power washing, which I should have done before I brought it here, but I'll get there eventually. I need to turn it over. I see if it turns over freely with the mystery oil that I poured in, and to go from there. Sadly, the mice really got to this part of the engine. It's seen better days. I think there's a nest right here, and really rotted the whole battery tray. I'll see if these bolts even want to come out of here. Probably not. Nope. Just twisted the whole mount away. Oh yeah, yep. That's just good. Oh. I'm guessing this one's gonna do the same exact thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Somehow this bolt came free. Not sure how. Oh my goodness. I might be on there forever. That's always good. Yeah, there goes the rest of the battery tray. You see, really got to it. It's a weird, like, surrounded in plastic. I think that's probably why it has so many issues. Found some more stuff I need to vacuum. Well, I hooked up the battery terminals, put the new solenoid starter relay in, and I'm gonna see if it catches on fire when I turn the key on. The battery's hooked up, so far it's not on fire yet, so we'll see how this goes. It's on sensors already.
Oh, your turn signal's on. Terminals are smoking, hold on. I need to tighten them, they're hot as hell.
We had a shot fire extinguisher.
Yeah, that's me.
And then, yeah, there's one in Gilly's car, but Sarah was doing something.
I'm gonna try to leave the ground loose.
What?
I'm gonna try to leave the ground sort of loose.
So you can get it off.
Yeah.
Try the nut on there too.
Oh yeah, those are loose. Very.
What?
Very loose.
Yeah.
Your turn signal does work though.
I heard it.
Yeah, it is flashing. Alright.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else other than, I didn't take anything, but nothing lights up or anything. But... Oh, it is burned down.
Yeah.
I could throw my spark plugs in it.
Should we try? See if it'll pop?
Sure. Let me, wasn't able to finish the video yesterday. I ran out of storage on my camera. But we're gonna throw some rest of these spark plugs in it. Okay, that's a put work on. We will take some of this, throw this back on. See if we can do anything. Found some sandpaper. We're gonna sand the cap and rotor and see what we get here. Again. But we'll see if it fires.
Yep.
What runs?
Exhaust leak.
Hey, you hear that? Well, that's gonna be it for this video. In my next video, I'm gonna work on cleaning the carburetor up, putting my fuel pump in the tank, putting the tank back in it, and getting it to run on its own basically. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully get that all done.